Hi, short presentation explaining more of the functionality of Ximbus for Google for teachers and also for the student as well. So right here we have a Chromebook. We are going to invite the student to a live session. So I select Share and Present, and then we'll see that this option becomes available. So we instantly join the session. It's literally that simple. Okay, so right here I'm sharing a scrollable document with the student. That's unusual. Usually it's you're sharing an individual tile or sheet. This is a scrolling document. So here I'm able to scroll up and down. I scroll independently from the student. If I want to share one document, I share one document. If I want to share a scrolling document, I do this. And I can do that with docs, slides, sheets, Word, PPT, Excel, and so on. Okay, now what's quite interesting here is that we insert in a hyperdoc, is that then we can move to student-driven content and student-driven independent exercises mid-classroom session very, very simply. So what we do here is we select the hyperlink, and that then brings the student off to another area. It could be to complete a model or to complete some kind of assignment or piece that would then be emailed back to the teacher. Really, really great in terms of that student-driven content piece. Okay. Now, next, let's move on. So we're going to now go to an image as well. So we'll see here the image is directly duplicated then on the student device. That's one image, can't move it up or down or anything like that. Okay, so as we kind of move on through, we're actually working on a snipping tool right now. And what that would allow me to do then is to snip a certain piece of this. So let me just get a thicker pen here. Okay, to snip a certain piece of this and then take that and then bring it into our collaborative area right here so that we see the car here. Okay, so that's something that we're actually working on right now. Okay, so that's we're sharing just individual documents. That's kind of what's happening here. We move on to the next document type. Again, we can share that independently. We can share, for example, a YouTube video, and again, the student would be able to access that independently. Now, what we might want to do is we may not want the student to view their Chromebook device, so or this will work with any Chrome-enabled device, such as an iPad, a Windows device, Android, or a Chromebook. So it's device agnostic in that sense. Okay, so we can do all eyes on me, which is very helpful in terms of if you want to play a video or just focus the attention of the students. So that's very useful. As well as that, then we can also do assessment. So we can do formative assessment, and here I might say, okay, is the wheel A, is it B, or is it C? Okay, I'll talk in a moment. You'll notice those annotations are not just showing there. Okay, so here we choose A, B, or C. Then the student reviews A, B, or C. They choose okay. I think the answer is B. That's great. The teacher then sees the number of responses, 1 from 1. They stop, and they show all of the data. Very useful. So that's formative assessment. Now, where this solution really differs, though, is its capability then to move into that instant real-time whiteboarding, in combination then with this formative assessment, the all eyes on me, the presentation of the various resource types and sharing of those resources. It's the real-time whiteboarding that really makes it stand out. So, just to let you know, we can, if we just clear those annotations for a second, and I'll just go back to this original document just so that we can talk through how this works in terms of annotations. Okay, so I can scroll up and down here. Okay, so that's it, scrolling, that's fine. I can use temporary annotations over Google Docs, just like this. Okay, we can do that A, B, or C, or D. Now that's not shared here at the moment. Those are instructional annotations that can be used in combination with the polling and so on. Now I'm going to clear those annotations. What we're working on, as I mentioned, is we're working on the snipping tool piece. The snipping tool will then allow me to take content from any of the resources that I have in my timeline. And if we review that timeline, we'll see that we have resources from YouTube, docs, we have images, so we can snip from an image and so on. And that then supports that real-time piece where we can say, okay, let's take this further. So I'll just clear here, I'll move directly into whiteboarding, and we'll see here then that the heart shape appears right here, okay, on the student device. So that's when we snip that and pull it in, it will appear right here. the student has no collaboration or no pen options right here as the teacher does. So the teacher can do that and say, well, okay, so, where is the A order? Is it A, is it B, is it C, whatever it is. Okay, you'll see that that's showing in real time on the student device. Now what's interesting here is that we can, for example, question the students, or we can engage with them in a number of ways. We can say, okay, is the answer A, B, or C? Okay, so that's one way of doing it. I'm not going to bring up the results, I'll just put that away. So that's one way of doing it. We can engage it with the polling options, informative assessment. We could invite one of the students, and here we can see then the students that are, as part of this session, the students that are available to choose from. So I'm going to choose student 2, which is this student. You see whenever I've selected student 2 and selected that green pen button, this then provides the student with annotation capabilities. So here the student will select pen, choose a black pen here, and then we annotate over here, and you'll see that it appears in real time. Now what's interesting as well here is that, well, we can save that particular whiteboarding session back into the timeline. So you'll see right here, there's a number 1. When I choose that, then we can bring back that whiteboarding piece. So that's where you have there's a lot of, in terms of the instructor driven piece here, we can combine the various blended document types. We've got doc, slide sheets, PDFs, PPTs, we have the YouTube videos, we have the regular images. We can present all of that in a seamless timeline. But when we want to, well, we can flip directly into the whiteboarding mode, and we can be more engaging, collaborative. We can explain concepts further, and we can save all of that down for further study. Or we can add in something like a hyperdoc, which then allows us then to, as a teacher, will allow you then to move towards student-driven content and have the students do exercises and so on, and lessons, homework and activity on their own, which can then allow you to focus on students that need further assistance. So there's a lot of flexibility built in here. Okay, so let's what we'll do is we'll just stop the session here for a moment. I'm going to stop the session, and when I say okay, I want to stop the presentation, it also tells the student that had been previously invited to that session that the session has ended. So I'm going to make the student here a little bit more front and center. Let's take this up here. So the lesson that we just attended was this lesson right here, this X1 lesson. So we shall view that. And this is the lesson then that I can view then in self-paced mode. So I can go through, I can see the car, I can see the various resources that the teacher used during that lesson. And what we're planning to do is link that back into Google Classroom. So when we post an assignment in Google Classroom, that we then also post a link here to the flipped classroom session, the live session that we did in class, but we have this additional resources flipped classroom piece for additional study. It's very, very beneficial for the students. Okay, that is some of the additional functionality that we have within Ximbus for Google today. We are going to embellish and add to that based on the feedback that we receive from our market, and very soon as well, in the forthcoming future, we'll also have Ximbus for Office 365 following a similar structure. Thank you.